What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, who the fuck is in my bushes outside. And today we're going over my Zane build. Um, I tried doing a build video for all my characters, but that didn't really go so well because Jackson was there and he just wouldn't stop talking. But I guess that's what made it funny. But I'm here today alone and I'm doing my Zane. So, here we go. First, I like to use the Sentinel just because it does very good damage and actually kills shit for once. And I use my clone because it's very good and it always throws grenades when I get a kill. Alright, starting off, we're going to go down the blue tree. Violent speed just for the speed enhancement, because killing an enemy grants you movement speed, and that's 30% extra movement speed, which is very fucking good. Violent momentum. Zane's gun damage is increased while moving. The quicker he moves, the greater the gun damage. We all should know this. These two is pretty much what makes Zane Zane. Combining these two is god tier. 5 in the lifesteal. After killing an enemy, Zane's weapons gain lifesteal for a few seconds. Very good, especially combined with Death Follows Close, because it increases that by 25%, making it 40. So 40% lifesteal, pretty fucking good. Cool Hand, reload speed, it's a kill skill. The reload speed is actually very good, and it stacks twice. You just gain normal reload speed, but that increases if you get a kill. So the kill skill version is 23%, and just normal reload speed is 13. So that basically stacks. So that's 36% reload speed, plus it stacks twice, and I'm not in the mood to do math right now. So increased reload speed, amazing. Death Follows Close, all Zane's kill skills gain increased effect and duration. So this skill increases all your kill skills by 7 seconds and makes them 25% more effective. Violent Violence increases your fire rate after killing someone, so it's a kill skill. Increases your fire rate by 23% and it stacks twice. We're not going to be putting points in playing dirty, drone delivery, or cold bore, because they're not really suitable for my build. But I guess it could be. I could definitely just move some points over. Good Misfortune, kill skill. Killing an enemy increases Zane's action skill duration. The skill has diminishing returns. This is very good because with this mixed with other shit, you definitely won't be losing your action skills if you keep shooting. And we're not going to be putting one in the bottom, seeing red, because of the class mod that we have. Activating an action skill automatically activates all of Zane's kill skills. See, that sounds very good, but not needed for my class mod, which I'll go over in a few minutes. Red Tree. Whenever one or more of Zane's action skills are active, he gains increased gun damage for each active action skill. So, since you have 2 action skills out, you're going to be having 40% more gun damage all the time, and you won't be losing your action skills. As long as you keep shooting stuff, you won't lose your action skills. Fuck, I can't even pronounce. Penis. Zane and his Digiclone gain increased magazine size, which is really good if you have a Maggie, a Lyuda, or even a Lucian's Call. For a time, Zane gains increased action skill duration for every active action skill. I only put 2 in here because it's not really needed that much. I guess I can just completely remove those if I really wanted to. But I wanted to put 2 there so I can actually get down to here. So, Yeah, you're going to be having your action skills all the time, like I said before, so this isn't really a problem. Donnybrook. Kill skill. Whenever Zane kills an enemy, he and his Digiclone receive increased gun damage and gain health regen. Holy shit. This skill is god tier. Absolutely amazing, and then it stacks twice. I have it as 10 out of 5 because of my class mod. I find this version of the class mod is very hard to get. I farmed for hours and only got one of them. So with my class mod, it does 45% more gun damage, that stacks twice, and 7.5 health regen, and it stacks twice. Which is, oof, nothing can compare to that. Oops, shit. Alright. Practical frags. The Digiclone throws a copy of Zane's current grenade mod when it's first activated. If the Digiclone is killed, it drops a free grenade. Killing an enemy while the Digiclone is active gives a clone a chance to throw a grenade, which is 45% chance. Which is very good, because just shooting shit, it will throw out a grenade. We don't put 5 in duct tape mod, because we don't really need that. The first shot fired from Zane's gun has a chance to also fire a grenade. Sure, that's cool. Not really good for this build. Quick breather. When Zane swaps places with his clone, his shield immediately begins recharging and restores health to his clone. That's not exactly needed either. I just needed to put something here to actually get down to here. We don't put 3 or 1 here. That's grenade regeneration, and if you're in fight for your life, you can press L1 or R1 depending on where your clone is. It will destroy your clone, and that counts as a second win. Supersonic Man, very helpful for this build. Whenever one or more of Zane's action skills are active, he gains increased movement speed for each active action skill. That's 12% more movement speed. So combine that with the movement speed that you get from this. So that's 72% more movement speed. Add that to this, that's a lot of gun damage. Don't put 3 here or 3 here. Not really good for my build because we're not really doing cryo. Zane deals bonus cryo damage to enemies that aren't targeting him. You're always going to be targeted by shit, so not really good words. Okay. Like a ghost, Zane and his Digiclone gain a chance to ignore bullets. This chance is increased for a few seconds after activating an action skill. This effect stacks. Not really good for this build, like most skills, but it is very helpful if you do want to spec into it. For my build, if you completely want to just copy this build, go ahead. But if you don't want to put points in here, you can if you feel like you're getting shot too much and you're dying a lot, even though you won't die at all with this build. You won't even go down. But if it seems to not be working for you, then put some points into here. And we don't go down here because we just don't have enough points for that. But double barrel, the clone is equipped with a copy of Zane's current weapon. Very, very good if you're using like a corrosive cutsman against Katagawa Ball or a fire cutsman against Grave Ward, which I don't recommend because he moves back too far. But this is very good. Oh, green tree. 1 point in Hardy stock. Zane gains increased maximum shield capacity. Since I only put 1 point in here, it's 10%. Not very helpful. I just had an extra point. I said, fuck it, put it in there. Alright. So that's the skill tree. The augments I have for my clone. Binary system, pretty good. Cryo Nova when you switch places. Schadenfreude? The fuck? Whenever the clone takes damage, Zane's shield is restored. You're always going to be having your clone out So you're always going to be having your shield. And for my clone, I have Winter's Drone, shoots cryo bullets, and Bad Dose. I like to switch this out between this or the Almighty Ordnance. Bad Dose, it basically shoots out a ray of radiation that weakens the enemies and buffs Zane. For every weakened enemy, Zane's movement speed and fire rate are increased. Weakened enemies have decreased movement speed and attack speed. So per enemy, you can have 6% movement speed per enemy, which is pretty fucking good because it likes to attack more enemies as it stays up. But I honestly prefer Almighty Ordnance. Hold down L1 or R1 depending on where it is, while Sentinel is deployed to paint a target area. Sentinel fires a missile barrage at that area, and if an enemy is killed, Sentinel's duration is reset. Now, if you want that in English, you basically shoot out a fucking barrage of missiles, which is like 6 missiles, and if it kills something, it completely resets its duration, which for this build really doesn't matter because you're always going to be having your action skills up anyway. But if you really feel like that's useful, then you can put it on. Alright. Now, I'll put this over here. Mainly, what I like to use for some builds, not some builds, for some bosses or shit. Maggie isn't very helpful. It's not anointed. It's not special in this build. I only use it to get my kill skills up. Also, if I'm running from the start of Skywell 7 or 6, I forget what the fuck it's called. If you're on the moon, you have to run a Katagawa ball to farm them. This is very good, so you can shoot like twice, get your kill skills up, have that movement speed, and instantly get there in a matter of seconds. Fire Cutsman, just because fire is all around good in this game, completely shreds through shit like Grave Ward or just easy mobbing. The Anoint isn't really that good, but if you jump while moving, it increases your movement speed, but you get more critical hit damage. The Wedding Invitation, you just need a Wedding Invitation for all builds. The Wedding Invitation is a fucking amazing sniper. Honestly, it's the best sniper in the game at the moment. And the Anoint I have is very fucking good. After swapping places with your Digiclone, weapon damage is increased by 130% for a short time. So if Tyrene, let's say Tyrene's head came out after shooting her eye, if you switch places with your Digiclone, she's gonna fucking disappear. She's gonna be fucking Thanos snapped out that bitch. Shredded Nukem. I got a Nukem just from a drop. I was just like, fuck it, I'll put it on. But it's very good for Zane because of the reload speed. Like, reload time on here says 2.7 seconds. You can instantly reload that in a second or less. But you got to be careful with the Nukem because you can easily kill yourself. The blast radius is fucking huge. So you absolutely want to shoot this at a longer range. Stopgap, I just needed a random shield, but this is very good because of the immune phase that you go into when your shield breaks. The capacity is very high. As you can see here, it goes up to 21%. Not 21%, 21,000. On here it says 17,000. The capacity is increased by 25%, so that's probably why. Quasar, because your drone, not drone, your clone likes to throw out the Quasar, and it just picks up enemies and throws them everywhere, and that kills them, surprisingly. Snowdrift, because the action skill cooldown rate, the fight for your life duration, and the area of effect damage on this one, very good. The slide speed is mainly why I use it, but I guess everything else helps too. Finally, the class mod. This is what makes this build an actual build. Whenever Zane damages an enemy with his weapon, he has a chance to automatically activate all his kill skills. Additionally, his kill skills gain 25% effect bonus. So adding that 25% effect bonus already to the 25 that's already here, that's 50%. So you're going to be doing hella damage, hella health regen, hella everything. Plus this has 25% more weapon damage, increases basically everything else. TDR weapon reload speed, I don't use TDR. And Jacob's weapon reload, which is good for this if you actually end up killing people with it. This is the only Jacob's thing I actually have in my inventory. I really try not to have as much shit in my inventory. I like having the least amount of shit possible. I completely forgot the wedding invitation was Jacob's. It looks like a Malawan, doesn't it? It looks like Malawan. Even has like the Malawan grip from Borderlands 2. Anyway, and this is very good, and it adds 5 into Donnybrook, which is increased gun damage and health regen, I think. Yeah. Over here we have Elusian's Call, just because it's good for normal mobbing. Not really good for bosses with this build. Brainstormer, because every build really needs a Brainstormer. Consecutive hits increase weapon damage by 1% per hit. Very good for this build. Also really good for flak if you have a good flak. I have Corrosive Cutsman. I only have Fire and Corrosive because I don't really have time to farm for any others. And because that's all you really need is Corrosive and Fire. I would love a shotgun to just plow through Tron's shield. But fuck it. I'm not willing to spend another 3 hours just to get a Cutsman. That's probably not even the right element. Dictator, very good for mobs, basically wipes out the whole room, especially with this Anoint. While Digiclone is active, regenerate 12% of magazine ammo per second. Now, 12% doesn't sound like a lot, but I'll show you. It's actually a lot. Let's try out this. Alright. 49. Very quick. Now, throw that bitch out. You're constantly going to be regenning ammo. I would have been out of ammo by now. Now, with bipod mode, you even get more regen. See? So you're basically a little Mose. Alright. Let's throw the nukem back on. Star Helix. I think every build needs a Star Helix. Just because it's an alright gun for mobs, but for bosses, it's really not that good. If it has a good Anoint, then sure. But I would only recommend using this for mobs. A Rain Firestorm, because if you're like doing a System of Slaughter, everything there is weak to fire except the badass jabbers, which you need corrosive for, which is why I have this Cutsman. The Rain Firestorm is all around pretty fucking good because it just rains down fire and kills damn near everything. The damage isn't that good, but I'll show you why it is good. Never mind. I need to manage unequip. Alright, I'm going to show you why this is good. That's why it's good. And when you actually activate a kill skill, your clone will just keep doing this. Your clone will basically just keep throwing out loads and loads of these grenades. So yeah, that's my Zane build. Next episode, I think I will go over my flak build. I actually have to make a new flak build. I tried doing a Doom Guy build with a Hellwalker and Wedding Invitation. It does extraordinarily well, but it definitely needs some new tweaks. I need a new class mod, a new shield, so I'm going to farm for those. But since Tyrene is a bitch, I guess we can try and do it. Just to show you what goes on. Tyrene is like she likes to tank a lot of my damage. Alright. We actually don't need these equipped. Realistically, only need the Wedding Invitation. If you don't know what the Wedding Invitation does, it is a fire Jacob's gun, which is very unique. But when you hit crits, it ricochets off and does cryo damage. I almost just killed myself. Goddamn. But all around, it just has a good crit damage and has just good base damage without the ricochet.